everyone, my name is Max and this is my first ever Raid Shadow Legends video, so thank you very much for clicking on it and having a listen. I wanted to start making these videos just because I wanted to share my experience with everyone, talk to the community, and I really enjoyed playing this game and it felt like there was no better way to get involved with everyone than to start making some YouTube videos. So let's dive straight into it. We'll give an overview of my account. I'll try to keep it pretty short in this video, but I'm free to play. I've been free to play since I started. I haven't spent a dime on this account, and we'll go check my daily logins, but I'm around 287 days in. I believe just finished the normal daily logins and moving on to the 30 days forever, starting on Cleopatrix. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, starting on her. So relatively new account, under a year old, but I would say I'm decently progressed so far for how long I have been playing the game. So we'll go back into the Bastion here. You can see level 80, I'm in SRW, which is Saviors of Raids War. It's a feeder clan to Sinners of Raids War, so go check them out if you're interested. It's a pretty new clan, but we're making our way through everything. Of course, we can do all the usual highest difficulties of Hydra and Demon Lord Chimera. We're still improving, but they're a great bunch of people, so I really enjoy chatting with them and being a part of the clan. I think the first place we want to start is the box, because the box is the most interesting aspect. So we'll go bring it up. We'll start with all the legendaries, and of course the one mythical I do have, and it's not Mikage, it's actually Ashna. And I suppose I'll start with this by just going over a couple highlights. So on the last 2x primals, I was very lucky that Boozer was able to pull on my account. I had only 16 primals, so this would have been 3 or 4 months ago. And one, he first pulled a Newt, which was incredibly lucky, and then he went into the 10 pool and pulled me an Ashnar Dragon Soul. So huge shout out to Boozer. I very much appreciated that boost to the account, and it was extremely lucky. You can actually go watch it on YouTube. It's in his video. I think it's around the 40-minute mark on his most recent 2x primal pulls, so 3 or 4 months ago as the making of this video, and they've both been huge boosts for my account. I was really lacking an HP burner, and Ashnar has just been great for PvE and PvP. Especially his passive now, since he got reworked. Allies deal more damage now with the more HP burns, and that stacks across allies and enemies, so he gives a great buff. HP burns now heal, and then his ult form is also incredibly good. I can't swap him around at the moment, but he has a provoke, a debuff spread, a debuff increase in terms of length, so it's really good. Great champion, and I'm really happy Boozer was able to grab him for me. And then of course Newt, Blessed Batch, triple hit enemy max HP. He's basically in all my dungeon teams, my main Hydra team, my main Chimera team, everywhere. Demon Lord. I'm not sure how quickly my account would have progressed without him, so he's absolutely brilliant. And of course, he's also in my Shogun team and in my Sand Devil team. So use him absolutely everywhere. I'm starting to try build up his blessing, especially for Shogun, because the Shogun 25 is weak affinity for Newt, which just means he stacks up his shade counter. So I need to build his blessing up. We're getting there. It's 2-star. We'll discuss fusions now, because I have done fusions. I have skipped a couple. I started at around the Mad Hatter, so didn't get him, and I didn't get Esme, I believe it was. The first one I did was Fabian. Great champion, use him in PvP. He's my main champion. I run a 5-star intimidating presence on him because I was able to get the 5-star soul, and that was a huge amount of effort to get that, especially at the time. Happy I did it, but I then had to take a break. I didn't do the Beastbane fusion. I then went on and did the Shadowkin, whose name I have forgotten. Let me include my reserve vault. Ishiyama, did him. Haven't used him apart from for Faction Wars. And then I did Tholan, I did Crocad, and I have done Donnie. And then I did skip the most recent fusion just because we're all saving for the Leonardo event, and I'm free to play, so I didn't want to get stuck in a situation. So those are the fusions I have done. I mean, Tholan's been great. Of course, Lord Entertainer Fabian's been great. I did pick up Crocad as well as Packmaster, who have also been brilliant. It's great to have both of them together, so really been good. And the other fusions I haven't really used as much so far, and I did pick up the 5-star soul for Artor because I needed it for the moment in order to build my clan boss team. So those are kind of all the fusions I've done. Oh, Titus. I do have Titus. I do have his 5-star soul, as I was able to win the Champion Chase event, I believe it was. I managed to snipe it, so I'm sorry for anyone. If anyone was in my event, I did snipe it. However, I don't have a Wixwell. I wasn't playing when the fusion was out, and I haven't pulled him yet. So I've got to target him in a progressive event in order to try and get this team working. And I don't have a Blood Shield ring, which is the other way to do it. Sorry, excuse the accessories, but there's no way for me to do it without a Blood Shield ring. So hopefully CVC I can pick it up, but I've got to basically wait once a month now because there's no accessories in PR CVC at the moment. It's only in non-personal, and we don't push non-personal. So very luck of the draw if I get one. If I do, I will build him out, but at the moment he's just sitting there. But yeah, main damage dealer for me is Tholen and Newt. They're great. I use them in both my Hydra teams, and then Alice is kind of like my third damage dealer. Champions I've pulled, I mean, I've got to touch on Yumiko. I was incredibly lucky. It's the only Void Lego I've pulled. I got her around 70 shards in, I think, and she's unlocked the double reset with Lamassu, who I got from Siege a couple weeks ago. Incredibly broken, incredibly powerful. It's upped my Hydra score so much. I went to 380 million on Nightmare after only being at around 80 million with the normal team. It actually feels broken. It feels a bit unfair. I would probably actually like for them to nerf it just with how broken the double reset is, but they're never going to do that. So if you can't break it, if they won't nerf it, I'm more than happy to have it and then use it. But again, would like for them to nerf it. I have picked up both free champions, Mithrala and Lydia. Lydia, I was aiming to get before 270 days. I got her around 273 as I was waiting for my demon spawn. I pulled no good demon spawn apart from obviously getting Lamassu from Siege. And I picked up Mithrala around 250 days in or so. She has been great. Dune Herald pulled from a shard. Sneak Track was, I think, one of the first legendaries I pulled. He's been great. Not currently built properly at the moment, but he was in my Hydra team for a very long time. Pulled a Nathril, who I use for Fire Knight. Phsylax I used to use. I don't really use him that much. I just unlocked Hard Faction Wars, so I do have an Arachnid Elixir. No Blessing. So he doesn't do enough damage, and I really don't have the stats to make him work. He's missing his chest placing gauntlets at the moment, so he's not have that much attack, but I can get him up to around 6,500 attack, and I just really need the Blessing at that stage. That's basically it. I'll touch on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I do have 3 of them. I have Donatello from the Fusion, the log in with Michelangelo, and I was very lucky to pull Raph from a Prism Shard. I got the free one, and that has set me up in a great position, so I really only need Leonardo now at this stage. I've only ever pulled 2 duplicate legendaries. One of them was Herndig. So I've got 5 dwarf damage dealers, because I also have an Uzo of the Jade. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have the other Herndig here. So it's a very damage heavy dwarf comp, and then I pulled a double Razin, a second Razin, sorry, before I had done the actual fusion itself. It was kind of bad, but it helped me get through Faction Wars, so I'm not going to complain too much, especially with the other pools. And I do have a Stoltz, who I do want to build at some stage, but again, I'm just so dry on legendary books that need to go elsewhere. So those are the main sort of legendary champions I use. I suppose I can look at my epics, 5 and 6 star. These are kind of the epics that I have built. I've got a couple of the Mikage epics ready to go. Of course, I have Stag Knight. He's been great. I use my Chimera in one of my Hydra teams. He's been brilliant. Deacon, I was lucky to pull from a Prism Shard. Again, amazing champion. Fane and Doom Priest were in my first clan boss team, so they were brilliant. Ugo, of course, was in my Hydra team for such a long time. Sabatha was part of the Hada fusion, and I used her for the first couple months. Picked her up. She's brilliant. A Reviver. Turagi was also a huge pull. I think... No, sorry, not a pull. I got him with the promo code when I started the game. So I got Turagi the Frog. And he was great. But then I pulled a Sneak Track who does a very similar thing, but better. So it was a bit unfortunate in terms of that, but that's basically that. I got a Husk built, and I also have a Man-Eater. So the Man-Eater is very, very helpful. It goes, of course, with his unkillable and block debuffs. He's really beneficial to the account. And then I have a Vergis built to solo the Scarab King in Destroy set. So it's basically all the epics. You can see the rest of them here, but those are the main epics I use, and a couple of them I built up to 5-star mainly for Faction Wars benefits. So that's the box, probably the most interesting bit covered. We'll go and have a look at my shard count at the moment. Again, I've been saving incredibly heavily for this Leonardo event. I'm up to 198 Ancients. I like to pull 1 Ancient Shard on the progressive just to see if I can get something good. I put Duchess in. Didn't get her. I need a Perfect Veil champion. I do not have one. I need a Rector need a Duchess. It's a severely big issue for Hydra, especially with a Head of Torment, because my only counter for the moment, Inquisitor Chimera, up to 72 Void Shards, which is decent. I've got 640-ish Primal Shards, so very much looking forward to pulling them on the next 2x, and then I've got 30 Sacreds. Saving them up. I haven't pulled a Sacred in probably a month and a half. I've been very lucky with the clan boss. I'm hoping soon I'll be able to pull them for the Leonardo event. Fragment summons. I've got Akoth, Embreeze. I'm very close to. This rotation finishes tonight, so I'll get another probably 4 fragments, and then next week I should get the other 4, and then I'll be able to get Embreeze. Hopefully, I'm probably just going to miss out for the CVC, I think. So I might have to pull him off PRCVC then, which would be a bit annoying. But apart from that, not much else interesting in here. So those are the champions I've got in the portal for the fusions. And of course my shard count, Tavern wise. I haven't done much recently I've been saving up my brews, just because I've been focusing on Minnow. I was so behind in my Minotaur, so I've been doing a lot of Minnow over the past 2 weeks to a month, just because I skipped the Granite Fusion and I only got the 3-star soul for Donatella, so I've had plenty of time to not do these events and do other stuff. Again, they need to add Minnow to one of the events in a Fusion or a Titan event, because there's just no really time to do it. If you're going for all the events, there's no time to sit back and farm out masteries or farm out potion keeps, so it's a real big issue. So whenever you get spare time, I like to do a bit of Minnow, but it's also not very good point rewards for CVC when you would usually do it. So you'd rather spend the gems to get CVC points on the dungeons, such as, I think, Spider's really good. But yeah, farming out mastery is very annoying, has to be done though. So I've got lots of brews ready to go. I got some chickens, a lot of 3-star chickens, a couple 5-star chickens. I tend to use the 5-star chickens quite often. Skills wise, I was very lucky. I got a mythical tome from the Hydra top chest from the Clash, so that will be ready to go into my Ashnar. I've basically nearly booked out his Form 2. All I wanted to do was get the cooldown on his A3, and they've gone everywhere apart from that. So I've used a lot of mythical books to get him there. Once I get that, I don't think I'm going to book his Form 1 for the moment. I'll try and save them for Mikage, so I can book out her ally attack, but yeah. So getting there, lots of epic books, I don't use them, and then legendary books I'm always running low on. You can see I haven't booked every champion, like Arbiter, unbooked, don't need it, turn me to booster. Yumiko, not fully booked, these two, just wanted the cooldown on the A3. Lydia, I booked her before I had ascended her, so I didn't get the books into here. Lanafru was only booked on his A3. Well, I did book this, but I was just trying to book his A3 and then all went into the A2 first, just to save some books everywhere. Phsylax isn't booked. So just trying to save books wherever I can. And Scylla the Drakes is another big one who doesn't really require books to perform, because it's all about her passive. So no books in her. So that's how we've been saving up. And then I'm looking pretty dry actually on all my potions. Do I have anyone I can ascend? Yeah. I mean, I don't have a great collection of potions at the moment. It's a bit better than I thought. Very low on voids, but that's alright. So that's how the Tavern is looking. Faction Guardians we can touch on quickly. Again, I've only got the 2 legendary ones. We're getting through filling out the epics. Like Skinwalker's done, but some of them have like nothing. Like look at my Dark Elves. Nothing in the epics really. I got 3 Crimson Helms and no other double ups. And yes, I do have some Painkeepers and some Cold Hearts, who are in a fair few of my builds. At the moment, I am going to go for the April Titan event. I'll touch on that. I am doing that. I was hoping that this Path event would be for Leonardo. It's not, so I'm touch and go about whether I'm going to continue on doing it. But at this stage, I will be. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see if I still continue on doing it. And CBC, this is what I'm talking about. 2 Blood Shield accessories once a month. So it's a very low chance I get it for Titus, but you never know. I suppose got 13,000 gems, so I've really been stocking up. Ultra Souls wise, I have been saving a lot of my essence here, and I have a lot in the Mystic Merchant still. I can buy 143 mortals, 126, 40. So I'll probably put them towards buying the essence rather than the soul stones, apart from obviously the mortals. But those were all saving for the Wrath event, but then I pulled Wrath. So, or the rumored Wrath event with the Deck of Fate. So we'll see what I do. I don't have really anything of note in here too much. I haven't really pulled that many soul stones, so I've got to pull some more and then I might get something good. Got a couple mythical souls, nothing to speak about there. We'll touch on the missions quickly. Of course, I have finished the Arbiter missions. Ramontu, I'm at stage 78, doing the 20,000 points in the events. Doing these Doom Tower bosses are really tiresome because I do hard first and then go to normal, so I don't have many days to really get the normal ones done. Takes forever. Marius, I'm pushing very hard. I'm at 111 out of 180. This is just going to be an energy sink and is completely luck based though, so we'll see how long that takes. It could take forever, but other than that, I should be good to get my way all the way up into the final 60 missions, but then it will become a lot more difficult, and because as I was touch on now, I've got some interesting issues with my dungeons. Specifically Fire Knight, I can't do hard 10 yet. So Dragon, hard 10, I can do. I run this team. It takes around, what does it say? It probably takes a bit slower. It's like 3 minutes or so to get there through this team, reset, clearing through the waves. I do have a Spider hard 10 team. Just looks like this. Very quick, very simple. Just the Hex with the Newt Slam and the HP burn. Reset, kills the Spider very quickly. And I just recently set up an Ice Golem hard 10 team, which I do need to improve on because sometimes Husk dies and then it breaks. But it's a wave clear using the Man Eater for the boss. Triple max HP hit, single max HP hit, HP burns, reset, block debuffs and unkillable goes up again, so kill the boss, but sometimes Huss dies on the waves because my gear just isn't that good enough to clear the waves that quickly, so sometimes they get a turn and then Huss dies, and then the run fails, but we're getting there. We just need to improve the builds a little bit, and he's got no mastery, he's not max level, so there's still room for improvement there. Main issue I have is with Fire Knight, so this is my Fire Knight 6 team that works basically 100% of the time. I do have some specific builds that I can chuck on these champions, which will allow me to full manual Stage 8, which I had to do for the Marius missions just before. That was pain. It took me an hour of full manual. I had to do 10 runs of Stage 8 to clear it. I disliked it. So we're going back to Stage 6 for farming purposes, but I can't do much until I pull another ally attack for such as Mikage, who will enable me to get down the boss's shield, because at the moment it's just not happening. The boss is so fast. So not happening anytime soon. Phantom Shogun can do 25, but I don't do it because it will fail a lot of the time because of new weak hitting, so I do stage 24. Sand Devil, I'm stuck on 15, don't have a God Seeker, and I don't have a really good sleep champion. I have knocked, but haven't built her, so I'm just stuck here for the time being. Potion Keeps, Iron Twins, I've got a team, can't show you the team because I have used my keys for the day, but it's basically a Newt, 3 Pain Keepers, and a Rosh card with the block damage. So does it in like a minute and a half or so, gets through, gets me my points. Faction Wars, I'll touch on. Finish, normal. Hard is such a huge step up in difficulty. I think the only thing I've done keys on is, or got stars on, is the Sacred Order, but it's just incredibly difficult. Such a different step up from normal. So most of the time I just end up doing normal. And I think that's all the dungeons. Faction Wars campaign, cleared it fully. What, ages ago. Arena, chilling in Gold 5. I can show you the team quickly that I use. This is the team. Arbdar, speed boost into Ashnar. Oh, sorry, speed boost into Fabian. Fabian locks out and goes in. Then Ashnar gives another speed boost just because my Tholan's running quite slow and clears it just like that. I do play a fair bit of live arena. I actually really enjoy it. So I'm sitting at around 6,500 points. Again, it's great. Stacking up my gold medallions. Really enjoyable. It's tough to play because of the very specific time zones, and it just takes a while to get through the games, but I enjoy it. It's difficult to win a lot of the time, especially with the matchups I get. We'll have a look here. Like, this matchup just wasn't winning. This one, yeah, okay. This matchup, it's not happening. So I don't win all the time, but I mean, I can win a fair bit. Like some of these matches with good strategy, like this is my go second team with Packmaster and Crocat in Stone Skin, able to get the win just because with all the counter attacks that you get. So it's not bad, and then yeah, use Yumiko Lamassu if I need to, depending on who they pick. So overall, works pretty well most of the time. Tag team, Silver 3, I had to get here for Romantu, but it's so tough to kind of improve. Just these teams are just so difficult to get past. I mean, I'll show you what I'm using at the moment, but it's just not happening. I have a go second team, have a go first team, and I kind of have a second go first team, but it's so hard to get up. I've got a lot of gold bars. I had to push very hard to get back in here when I was in Silver 2 for the Romantu missions, but yeah. Tag team, very, very big struggle city at the moment. Clan boss, one key, all the clan bosses in terms of Demon Lord. It's a pretty simple team. Here we are. Ashnar, Sneak Track, Fane, Newt, and Tholan. Ally Protect, 10 meter boosting, decrease defense weaken, poisons, decrease attack, just A3s, Tholan just does whatever, gets me enough damage because I am able to go fast enough, so I do the top 3. Hydra, just reset, so I don't think it shows it, but I'll show you my teams. Nightmare, I run this team, so this is my full reset team. I have specialized builds for them, especially with the free gear removal, so I have to swap them on, so I can't show you at the moment. But it's basically just reset using Newt's A3, using Ashnar's A2 on his alternate just to debuff spread the entire team, so that's that Hydra team. I've then got a second Hydra team, which I didn't need to do that. This is my Brutal team, Packmaster, Tholan, Inquisitor. It's great. I did around 180 million, so there's still room for improvement in this team. It's just hard to fit in champions really when you've got these 4 that can't really move, and then you've only got 2 champions to cover a lot of debuffs. A reviver, Crocat needs increased attack because Tholan self buffs, Crocat doesn't, so there's a lot to consider. It's getting their work improvement. And then the third team is also a massive work improvement. It did just cleared the hard chest, but yeah, I'm running out of champions, good champions at this stage to build a great team around. Stag Knight is great, Dune Herald is great, block buffs, decent damage dealers, but they're not great damage dealers, so just running out of space. And then Chimera team, imagine you're surprised when I tell you it's another double reset team. You can see my clash points here, 197 million. 6 trials, so not a lot of trials, but again, it's just running the reset with the Lydia, and Newt does all the damage basically. And Ash Knight in Chimera, in comparison to Hydra, just stays in his first form. Turn meter boost, it's just really difficult to reach the turn limit, so you're better off with all that turn meter boosting in comparison to Hydra. Doom Tower I can clear fully, so not much point talking about that. Cursed City is again incredibly difficult. I struggled to get more than this done on hard most of the time, so I can do around 26 stages, but then like I've just got no champions really. So the Drakes isn't gonna win this. Normal's much easier. I can clear most of normal. I can get up to around 80 or 90 stages, but then I get stuck all the way up here in Soul Cross, just when they get a lot harder. I really lack the damage to get through some of the waves. I might be able to get it this time though. Yeah, it just gets a lot harder up this side, but we're still getting through a decent amount. And of course, Siege. We've done well with our sieges, we've won a fair bit of, but I think that covers really a lot of the main areas. I suppose really the only thing left is the Great Hall. Done all the accuracy, working on the crit damage, area bonuses, did a lot for faction wars. Fire Knight just has speed. Doom Tower, I had to put in a couple when I was building out my Verges to solo, and then Hydra's got the rest of them. And I need to put in some speed for Hydra to really help out with the teams, get them all going faster. So yeah, live arena. I got to do the live arena, fill out the area bonuses here. Very, very important. And yeah, I think this covers basically everything I want to discuss with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the walkthrough of my account. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for me, let me know down below. Of course, this is not a great representation, I think, of a free-to-play, because I got very lucky with my champions and I have played an extreme amount. So I wouldn't be comparing yourself to me if you started around the same time, but this is just where my account's got to. So I'm welcome for any feedback, welcome to have any discussions in the comments, and yeah, just basically wanted to give you guys an overview of the account, what a free-to-play player can be like at this stage in their account, and I hope you guys enjoyed and have a great rest of your day.